This story begins on an American Joint Command base overseas, a place defined by strict hierarchy and sharper egos. The morning air carried the smell of fuel and steel, and the parade ground stood rigid beneath the sun. Officers gathered for a routine strategic briefing. Routine until she entered the room. Her name was Major Evelyn Carter. She wore no decorations meant to impress, no loud confidence. Her uniform was plain, immaculate, and worn with the calm of someone who had nothing to prove. To most eyes, she was forgettable. To one man, she was an opportunity. Colonel Raymond Harlan had built his reputation on dominance. 30 years of service, a voice sharpened by command, and a habit of testing authority wherever he sensed weakness. When he noticed Major Carter standing near the rear, silent, observant, he smirked. "A major?" he scoffed aloud, deliberately loud. "I thought this briefing required real command experience." A ripple of nervous laughter followed. Carter didn't react. She didn't flinch. She simply met his gaze, steady and unreadable. What the colonel didn't know, what no one in that room knew, was that Carter's rank was not a measure of her authority, but a shield concealing it. Before we continue, if you value stories where discipline defeats arrogance and quiet strength humbles loud power, take a second to subscribe to Tales of Courage. These stories aren't just entertainment, they're reminders, because what happened next would redefine respect on that base forever. The colonel stepped closer. "You even understand what this operation involves, Major?" he said, voice dripping with condescension. That was when the doors opened. 4 men entered, slow, deliberate, unmistakable. 4 U.S. generals. The room froze. Chairs scraped back in panic, spines straightened, hands snapped to attention. The colonel turned instinctively, prepared to assert himself, but he stopped, because all 4 generals bypassed him. They walked past every senior officer in the room, and then, in perfect unison, they saluted her. The sound was sharp, final, like a gavel striking stone. Major Carter returned the salute calmly. The colonel's face drained of color. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. The room, moments ago filled with ego and noise, was now silent enough to hear breath tremble. In seconds, arrogance had collapsed under truth. For a long moment, no one moved. Colonel Harlan stood frozen, hands half raised, unsure whether to salute, sit, or disappear. One of the generals finally turned to him. "Colonel," the general said evenly, "you're addressing Major Carter incorrectly." The colonel swallowed. "Sir?" "She holds operational authority equivalent to a task force commander," the general continued. "Her current rank is administrative. Her clearance outranks yours." The words landed like iron. Major Carter finally spoke. Her voice was calm, almost gentle. "Colonel, respect in uniform isn't about the symbol on the chest," she said. "It's about the discipline behind it." There was no anger, no satisfaction, just fact. The colonel snapped to attention and saluted her late, clumsy and humbled. The briefing resumed, but the atmosphere had changed. Every officer listened differently now. Questions were measured, interruptions vanished. Carter spoke with precision, outlining a strategy so sharp it left no room for doubt. Afterward, as officers filed out, whispers followed her like echoes. "Who is she?" One general answered quietly, just loud enough to be heard. "She's the reason half of our failures never made the news." The moral was unmistakable. Authority without humility is weakness disguised as power. True command doesn't demand attention, it earns it. And in that room, every witness learned a lesson no manual could teach. Years passed. Colonel Harlan retired early. He was never formally disciplined, but he was never the same. Those who served under him noticed the change. He spoke less, listened more. Some said the moment broke him. Others said it saved him. Major Carter was reassigned again and again, always quietly, always where things were falling apart. Her name never appeared in headlines, her face never appeared in interviews, but across commands a saying began to circulate. Check your tone. You don't know who you're talking to. New officers heard the story as a warning. Veterans told it as a reminder, not of fear, but of balance, because the legend wasn't about 4 generals saluting first. It was about a woman who never demanded respect, yet commanded it completely. Near the end of her career, a junior officer once asked her what she remembered most about that day. Carter paused. Not the salute, she said, the silence afterward. She smiled faintly. That's how you know the lesson landed. And with that, she left behind a legacy not carved in stone, but etched into character. If this story moved you, share it with someone who believes power is louder than principle. Leave a comment. What do you think matters more, rank or restraint? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories from Tales of Courage.